Hey girl, hey. Yeah. Let's go. Hey girl, hey. Let's go.
Hey girl, hey, welcome to the Hey Girl, Hey podcast. I'm your host, Kim Miller. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Y'all, I am so geeked today that I have Ultimate Boss Bae in the house.
Oh, wow.
Nicole Handy, my girl. So Nicole was here on episode 49. So let me just preface and say, if you want to get like the back story, go back and listen to episode 49 because you will hear all of how she got into real estate, what upbringing, college, all that stuff. But today we are getting into the like picking up from where we left off. So say hi to the people.
Hey, people. What is it? Hey, girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey,
girl,
yeah.
hey.
So listen, when we left off, you were still working part-time and you were doing real estate. You were doing well in real estate because you were talking me into getting my license. So
Which you have now.
Which I have
Yeah.
now. I'm a part of the brokerage. But from then, you have like really, really taken off. So can you kind of pick up from where you left your job and then kind of what transpired after that?
Okay, yeah, sure. So I think also too at the point that I was, so when the last episode, I was still working part-time
Yes.
as a corporate employee, but really working full-time in real estate.
Yeah.
We had just opened Brayton Real Estate Group,
Yeah.
you know, the brokerage. So kind of like fast forward,
Yeah.
you know, all that. So of course I've left my job.
Yes.
You know, so I am no longer a corporate employee. I am a full-time entrepreneur and business owner.
Yes.
My first year in real estate, I was just a co-brokerage owner, and I was still a producing realtor. So my first year as a full-time realtor, I did $15 million in sales volume and sold 51 homes.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's for well, when I say solo agent, it was solo with like an assistant.
Okay.
You know, assistant. So, but yeah, like no team, no nothing, just,
Yeah.
you know, brokerage. We may have had 10 agents, 15 agents at the time.
When I
you know?
came on, it was like maybe 20. So that
Yeah.
was soon after.
Yeah. So we had 10, 15, 20 agents.
Yeah.
But now, so fast forward, now we have 90 agents at the brokerage.
Wow.
We are in Houston and Dallas.
Yeah.
And we're really kind of rebuilding Dallas because we're predominantly in Houston.
Yeah.
I have a full-on production team. So the Nicole Handy team,
Yes.
there is 6 agents that work on the
wow.
team, you know, as part of our production team. And that really just kind of came out of like, okay, I did all of this volume and I'm tired,
Yeah.
crazy. You know, my marriage is probably failing by now because,
Yeah.
you know, I'm never home. My husband
Yeah.
never sees me. I don't really get to spend any time with my daughter.
Yes.
So, you know, that became of that. Let's see, what else?
So, okay, let's backpedal because you kind of skated over that $15 million thing, but that was a huge deal. Like that, I feel like that made a name for you. Like anybody that asked me, like there are people that ask me about you, like fangirling over you. And they always say like the 15 million thing, like that's a part of kind of your brand now. What was that? How did you do that by yourself? Like what did that look like day to day? I know you said you were never home and you were super, super busy, but
Yeah.
what was that like looking like day to day?
Well, so let me say this. Before, I always say my first year as a full-time realtor
Yeah.
because I was a realtor for many years prior to that.
Yes.
So I had that knowledge,
Yeah.
the foundation, the structure to know what to do transaction-wise as a realtor. What I didn't know how to do was like market myself as a realtor and, you know, put myself out there marketing, you know, bring in leads, all of the sales stuff, you
Yeah.
know, bringing in leads, managing leads and all this stuff. So that's what I had to figure out.
Okay.
Right? So the very first thing was the marketing. Like, and so I'm like, how can I get myself in front of tons of people at one time without having to leave my home?
Yeah.
Like, and I had did a lot of investing prior to, you know, taking on, you know, what we call on market or being a realtor. You
Yeah.
know, I did a lot of real estate investing.
Okay.
So one thing about real estate investing, it's a volume game. Like if you really work with a lot of real estate investors, it's volume,
Yeah.
high volume. And that lead generation sources,
Yeah.
right? So I learned like do things at a very high volume, right? So I'm like, how can I get myself in front of tons of people
Yeah.
at one time, but not compromise my sanity,
Yeah.
my time and everything like that. Those are things that were still valuable to me as a mom, as
Yeah.
a wife, you know, as a friend,
Yeah.
you know. And so I was like, I'm just going to use social media. I was like, I'm going to get on social media every day and then just try to get everywhere that I can,
Yeah.
right? So I I started doing like educational and informational videos before it was really a thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what kind of gave me the competitive advantage. So I started doing it before it was a thing.
Yeah.
You know, before it was like a fad and like everybody does it now, right?
Yeah.
And then also I would just like ask people for opportunities. Like I know one of my biggest opportunities I got was MG, the mortgage guy, Matt Garland.
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt Garland.
Yeah.
He signed to EYL, I believe, and so you know they looking for some realtors in Houston.
Yeah,
you know, and he was looking for realtors to kind of talk about what's going on in the market right now because of COVID and all of that stuff. So I literally just DM'd him. I'm like, hey, I'm a Houston realtor.
Yeah.
You know, I could speak to these things. And honestly, he called me, he interviewed me, we talked, and like I'll be honest, some of the stuff he was asking, I kind of just like shot from the hip. But then he was like, okay, you're cool. Yeah, we can do something. So I kind of like shot from the hip. But then after I hung up the phone with him, I went and got like all the information.
Yeah. So you can really know it.
Everything that they wanted to talk about on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was going to be me and three other people on the podcast until it happened.
Yeah.
Right. But when I got on the podcast, I did really good.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I really just put myself out there as like, hey, I'm an expert. You know, she knows what she's doing. And I still today, people will reach out to me like, hey, I saw you on Matt's podcast and things like that. So that really that podcast right there really helped me excel as like a market expert, is like someone to get to know in the real estate industry in Houston.
Wow.
You know, and it got me my biggest deal for a long time. You know, the largest sale I had ever made for a long time came from people that saw me on that podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you just you always were kind of a confident person. Would you say? Do you feel that way?
You know, I feel like I had to teach myself how to be confident. You know, I think that for me, it's kind of more of a learned behavior.
Okay.
You know, no. You know, no, I haven't always been a confident person. You know, I think I am now. You know? But no, I hadn't always been a confident person. I used to not know what to say. And, you know, kind of just like avoid certain conversations out of fear of not saying the right thing and, you know, this and that. So no, I haven't always been a confident person, no matter what it looks like.
Yeah,
you know?
But you grew to that.
Yeah, I grew to that. I mean, and it's funny, we just talking about it in the team meeting today, you know, just how to approach people in networking events, you know, like scripts, you know, like what do I say? Like I feel like my networking, my icebreaker is kind of a script. You know, when I'm in a networking event and things like that. But no, it was something I had to learn.
So you learned it and now it's just like a flow. Because you are teaching all of us to be confident.
I make a joke and say I'm the most introverted extrovert you'll ever meet. you know, just being honest, and then sometimes it takes a little liquid courage. You know,
I saw that on your post today.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little liquid courage.
Yeah,
but what I've learned is that those things, being not confident, being fearful and things like that, hold you back.
Yeah.
You know, they don't allow you to reach your highest level, right? So I've learned to overcome those things no matter how I truly feel. Like, and in my opinion, it's just fear.
Yeah.
And I have a saying that everything you want is on the other side of fear.
Absolutely.
Right? And so it's a lot of things that we intentionally hold ourselves back with because we're just scared. Yeah. You know?
That's
what's
true.
the worst that can happen?
I know, you back where you started.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
and what was that conference like for you? You were part of in Florida with DJ Envy, and it was a couple of you guys a part of panels. Mm-hmm. How did that come about?
Social media. No. So it's a couple in Orlando, Combs Premier Realty.
Okay.
Husband and wife, great couple. They threw this big like real estate investing in real estate. What you call it?
Was it like a conference or
workshop?
Conference.
Conference. And so she reached out to me on social media. She's like, hey, I love what you're doing in Houston. You know, I love everything about, you know, your story, Would you be interested in coming to speak at this conference? I'm like, nobody's ever asked me to speak at a conference like that before, like be it like on a panel, like be a keynote, you know. And so but it turned out to be a really great event. I met a lot of great people. A lot of, again, real estate investors, you know, just a lot of people doing some really good things in real estate, you know. And I was surprised at how many people knew, because I never think like...
You never know.
Yeah. I never think like, you know, I'm a known face and I'm just Nicole, you know. Yeah. And so, but I was really surprised at how many people were like, I know you, I followed your story, can we get a photo? I'm like, sure. You know, but no, it was really good. It was really... informative. I even learned a lot. Even if I'm a speaker, I'm still going to learn.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, so I even learned a lot from them. DJ Envy, like I think what they're doing, in the real estate industry and education industry is phenomenal.
Sure. Yeah. So what do you envision for your team, for the Nicole Handy team? Is that something you want to continue to grow? I know the brokerage has grown tremendously. Like, how big do y'all want this to go? And I know the sky is the limit, past the sky is the limit, but like, what do y'all anticipate being y'all's like ultimate goal?
Yeah, the sky is the limit, but realistically, like
that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you want?
So I had a conversation. For those that don't know, I do have a partner,
yes,
in this business, my first cousin. But so, we kind of just had that conversation a while ago, you know. And so where we ended up is that we are going to continue focusing on growth.
Okay.
But quality over quantity, indefinitely, because it does take a lot. The larger you get, the more systems you have to put in place, the more support infrastructure you have to put in place and things like that. So in a nutshell, we don't want to be a shit show.
Right.
We don't want to be that. And so we're continuing to focus on growth, continue to focus on quality over quantity. Definitely looking, though, we want to be like a larger scale, like some of these big franchises, like, have systems and processes and things like that, like Keller Williams, like a full-on training staff, things like that, training staff, operations teams, things of that nature. Right now, we slowly implemented those things. Like, we have the new agent program now that Ebony runs. Ebony Royal, one of our agents, run very well. We've hired on an operations manager that has really helped us like revamp training for the entire brokerage that's coming along, and those projects that really help us thrive. And grow as a successful business, right?
Yeah.
So to put a number to it for the Nicole Handy team, I would like to be no more than about 10 solid agents.
Okay.
By the end of 2023. We said numbers-wise for the brokerage, we're at 90 right now. We want to be at least about 150.
Okay.
But again, if we only get 25 more quality agents, we'll definitely take that over just putting bodies in seats because we want to fill the number.
That's not what it's about. Yeah. And how, I know you have a husband that seems like he holds you down amazingly. He seems so quiet and you just like the life of the party. But how does that look like? How are y'all maneuvering this new entrepreneurial space for you?
Well, it took some getting used to, right?
Yeah.
It took for him, it took him having to understand, like, okay, she no longer has a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 4:30. She might not be here at 5 o'clock every day. I think that was one of the biggest hurdles that he had to get over.
Yeah.
And then just being honest, I think I put him in a lot of rooms where he had to get comfortable being in too. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like back in the day, it was just you go to work, I go to work, we go to the company party, and that's it. You know.
Right.
But now, it's being a business owner, having to meet new people, maybe getting in spaces and supporting, people that's running initiatives that I would like to support or be a part of or have a shoe in and things like that. So he was like, why do we gotta go to this? What we have to do? And I'm like, this is part of business, And so that, I think that took a little used to him getting to as well. But I think we've adapted to it well, especially with our daughter. Like yesterday, I was working in Dallas. I just came back last night. Got in about 9 o'clock. So he was responsible for my daughter the whole day. She was out of school, so he was responsible for her the whole day. And like, when I got back, I could tell he was like really exhausted. And I'm like, well, I do this all the time. Right.
They don't do it as gracefully as us, but yes.
Yeah, but we still, it's for us now, I think it's the biggest thing is that there's no like set in stone day to day.
Yeah.
And like me, I've learned that I have to be intentional about like cutting things off.
Yeah.
Like, and paying attention to, like for example, my husband works crazy hours. He works in the plant here.
Okay.
And so they work like rotate days, nights. It's never like a set schedule.
Yeah.
And so like he could be at work for like 3 or 4 nights straight, And so like I don't see him because like I leave in the morning to go to work. He's coming home, So like as he's coming home, I'm leaving, and then as I'm coming home, he's leaving to go back to work that night. So I don't see him. So just small things like making sure I pay attention. Like, okay, this is his day off.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I don't have an event to go to in the evening and everything, to know that, so that we can align like and spend time together on his day off and my day off. But again, I had to train myself to pick up on those things, because I was like, I'm just going,
Right.
Oh, he's off today, cool, but like it was important to him, like, I haven't seen you in 3 days.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in 4 days. So like, please
They need
plan
that time.
anything.
Yeah.
Don't plan anything on my off day. You
Yeah.
know, so I mean, it works now,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
yeah.
did take some getting used to.
I love it. Now, do you have a set like vacation? How do you schedule your vacation? I know you guys do a lot of family stuff. I see you on vacation sometimes, but I feel like, does that just happen randomly or do you plan it out?
Most of it is just like random.
Yeah.
Most of it is just randomly. I want to get to a point though where I'm on vacation and I'm truly on vacation.
Yeah.
You know, even now when I'm on vacation, I'm like, okay, let me check my computer in the morning.
Yeah.
Let's go have fun. Okay, now I got to come back and check
Yeah,
my
yeah,
computer
yeah.
in the evening.
Yeah.
You know, and like, okay, like I still got to take calls and stuff. That's my goal this year, to like
Yeah.
be on vacation and really be on
Yes.
vacation, like truly unplug and not
Yeah.
worry about what's going on with Braden Real Estate Group,
Yeah.
the clients or anything like that until I get back.
Yeah. Do you follow Erica Brown, Lawrence Brown's wife from Atlanta? You know Lawrence we went to school with.
No, I don't.
His wife is she's a partner in a brokerage as well, and she takes the whole month of December. And I was like, oh my God, that is amazing.
I can see, and I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She checks in like once a week with her team, and then she's out. She disconnects.
I need to do that. I
I'm
need to
telling
reach
you.
out to her.
Reach out, girl. She is the bomb. You will love her. I can't believe y'all haven't met.
No,
Y'all gonna be good
I'm
friends.
going to reach out to her. I'm going
Reach
to be
out.
like, hey, girl, hey, in her DM after we get off this thing. Erica Brown.
Erica
Okay,
Brown,
you
you
never
gonna love
answered.
her. But I do want to talk a little bit about your grandfather, because we know the Braden Real Estate Group is a part of your family
Absolutely.
history,
Yeah.
and he just passed away. So I'm sure he was so proud of you guys. I've talked to a couple of the family, and I shared that same sentiment. But how does that feel like watching that transition happen, knowing what y'all have created and his legacy?
Yeah.
Like, what has that been like? As much as you want to talk about it.
No, absolutely. No, I think I've gotten to a point to now where I can talk about it.
Yeah.
But you know, for first of all, we're a family of mostly women.
Yeah.
You know, and so like our grandfather was like our everything. You know,
Yeah.
he was like our guide or our protector. You know, we called him the patriarch of the Braden family.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not just like for his children and grandchildren. It's
Yeah.
like the entire Braden family. He has
Yeah.
13 other brothers and sisters,
Oh,
and
wow.
everybody looked at him as
Oh,
like,
my goodness.
they call him Uncle Frank, and you know,
Yeah.
like everybody had a lot of love and admiration
Yeah.
for Uncle Frank.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and so. You know, I've always just watched them work hard. You
Yeah.
know, now before I was born, my grandparents were like, you know, my grandmother was a bus driver.
Yeah.
My grandfather worked at the power company. You know, they had, you know,
Regular corporate 9 to 5.
regular 9 to 5s. But by the time we came along, the grandchildren came along, they started going into entrepreneurship. So that's
Yeah.
all I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And like, they are very like hard workers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when we would spend the night at my grandmother's house, they owned a daycare. She would wake up like, I've never seen my grandmother wake up like after 6 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
You know, like she would always be up 4:30, 5 o'clock, this and
Yeah.
that. Same thing for him. You know, they always owned and operated their own businesses, you know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because if you kind of look at it, like look at the way that we run businesses now, like my grandmother still has a event spaces and doesn't know how to use a computer.
Wow.
You know, barely learned how to use a cell phone within the last 10 years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like they operated all of this with, you know, minimal
Yeah.
computers, you know, no technology at all.
Yeah.
You know,
And we're
just-
successful.
And we're successful
Yeah.
through just hard work, making good decisions and things like that. So, you know, it was extremely difficult to watch our grandfather transition because everything we did was to emulate them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want to be like grandmother and papa.
Yeah.
We want to run successful businesses like them. We want to make sure we have a work ethic like them. You know, they gave us the money to go to real estate school.
Yeah.
You know, and always encourage us. And one thing I always say, he was a present grandfather, and he let it be known that he was proud of us. You know, even when like nobody would know it, like he had really bad arthritis, his knees would hurt. He couldn't stand up and sit down easily. You
Yeah.
know, he would still show up. You know, all of
Yeah.
our events, he would still show up. You know,
Yeah.
and so, you know, that was his way of speaking to us, saying, I'm here.
Yeah.
For, you know, I see what you guys are doing. And he was very proud. Like, even when he was in the hospital, you know, the last time he went to the hospital, I went to see him, and they were in the process of like moving his rooms and things like that. So it was a lot of nurses and doctors that came in.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was like, "This is my granddaughter, da da da," and he was like, "Tell him what you do.
Yeah.
Did you give him your card?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're in the hospital."
Right.
You know, like,
Aw.
you know, I'm like, "You're in the hospital. We're not worried about me." You know, she's like,
Yeah.
"Give him he was like, "Give him your card. You know, tell him you sell real estate and this and that." And, you know, I had a 15-minute conversation
I
with the
love
nurse
that.
about real estate, but all because of him.
Yeah.
You know, so he was extremely proud of us. You know,
Yeah.
and he is still extremely proud of us. It was
Yeah.
very hard to see him pass, but
Yeah.
I can say he was 90 years old.
Yeah.
Although we want our family and loved ones to live forever.
Right.
That's just not reality.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
And so I've accepted God's will has been done. I will miss him dearly, and I still do miss him dearly.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful for the fact that I was able to spend 37 years of my life with him. You know, not
Yeah.
many people can say that about their grandparents.
Right.
You know, and I'll be 38 next week. I mean
Okay.
Sunday. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
38 next week, and I still have 3 grandparents left.
Yeah. Oh,
he was
that
my
is
first
amazing.
one to pass. Yeah. But no, he was our everything.
I know.
Do me everything.
Yeah. Man, I know exactly. I just lost my grandmother, so it is hard
my
seeing that
sentiments to you.
generation transition, like, because you think they're gonna be forever.
Yeah,
they just were
yeah.
always there. Every memory you have, they were there.
And then it's kind of like, oh, you know, Papa's going into the hospital.
Yeah.
Little preventive maintenance. He'll be out. And this
Yeah.
time he didn't come out. You know,
Yeah.
and like I said, that's okay. You know,
Yeah.
it was a very rough time. Especially, like I said, watching this unfold and
Yeah.
watching him basically transition.
Yeah.
And he had a hard time with it as well because he was, even though he was 90, he was still like a very independent, like did everything on his own. He
Yeah.
didn't walk with a cane or a walker.
Yeah.
You know, he still drove.
Yeah,
You know,
wow.
and so basically his freedom and independence was stripped from him immediately.
Yeah.
To the point where he couldn't even get up and go to the restroom in the hospital.
Oh, wow.
You know, and so he was like, I just want to use the restroom. You know.
Yeah.
So that took I think that kind of took a toll on him mentally
Yeah.
to where I don't know if I want to fight as hard anymore. I'm a
Yeah.
little tired, but you know, he fought a good fight in my
Yeah,
opinion. You
for
know, he
sure.
taught us how to fight a good fight.
Yeah.
And I don't think our family would be what it is.
Absolutely
You know,
not.
the dynamic of our family if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, I mean, I love y'all's family.
Thank you.
So I got to meet your grandparents at the event, the polo event, but I just love y'all's family.
Thank
so to
you.
know they created that. And it's still going so strong. Like
Yeah,
all y'all's family
yeah.
gatherings and parties and like trips. I'm
Yeah.
like, I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with too.
Yeah.
But no, thank
Okay,
you.
so
Yeah.
we can't talk about this other thing that I want to talk about. So I'm gonna bring you back later.
Okay.
But what do you have planned for the rest of the year? Like I know you talked about what you want to do with your team, but what are some personal goals you have for yourself? Maybe separate from business, or it could include business.
No. Honestly, prioritizing me more
Yeah.
and being okay with that. Like
Yeah.
you know, as a I've had a lot of mom guilt.
Yeah.
You know, with working a lot. You
Yeah.
know, and I haven't always been the best wife. You know,
Yeah.
too. But like trying to figure out how to incorporate my family in family lifestyle, you know,
Yeah.
but also prioritizing me. And I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes I need that in order to be a better mom or
Yeah.
to be a better wife. Like I just started, I will start therapy.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. I will start therapy. And again, it's just to get some clarity on some things that's happened in my past life that may
Yeah.
be preventing me from moving forward in the manner that I want to move forward.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just preventing me from being the best person that I can be. You know,
Absolutely.
letting go of some things that's
Yeah.
happened and things like that. So right now, as I go into 2023, I've never seen a therapist or anything like that. Even though I'm a big advocate for it, I feel like everybody needs therapy.
Yeah.
I said I got to practice what I preach. So I had my therapy consultation last week, and I'll be moving
Yes.
forward with therapy. So one, you know, that just gaining mental clarity.
Yeah.
You know, prioritizing me more.
Yeah.
And not feeling bad about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest
huge.
thing.
Yeah.
Not feeling bad about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go to happy hour and take a little break today.
Yeah.
My baby will be okay. You know?
Yes.
Also, I do want to travel more. Like I
Yeah.
said, I want to unplug.
Yeah.
And like travel and unplug. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
truly go on vacation.
Right.
You know, and not feel like I'm still working on
Yeah.
vacation. I want to also get out of real estate production.
Okay.
You know, I'm slowly dwindling down that, you know,
Yeah.
so I don't really take on a lot of real estate clients anymore. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I feel like I've trained the team extremely well.
Yeah.
And they are more than capable of taking on, you know, the business of Nicole Handy. Right. It'll
Yes.
always be under my leadership and guidance.
Yeah.
But, you know, running a brokerage with almost 100 agents
Yeah.
and like still selling houses is tough.
That's a lot,
You know,
yeah.
it's tough. It's a lot.
Yeah. And is this is my last question, but is that kind of like the way realtors, is that the progression?
How you retire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 'Cause I'm like, I didn't know that.
Yes. How you retire in this business is
Okay.
essentially, yes, you start off most people start off as a solo agent, or
Yeah.
most people start off on a team. You
Yeah.
know, but you know, you learn, you grow, you develop systems and processes, and you know, you build up a team and build up agents under you. Like in an ideal world for me, I would just want to be a train and coach people how to be extraordinary realtors.
Wow.
You know, but how you retire is that you formulate a team, and so that you're essentially making income off of their production.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you are doing such an amazing job.
Thank you.
I always tell you
Thank
that. I
you.
will
Thank
continue
you.
to
Thank
tell you
you.
that.
I
Thank you
appreciate
for inspiring us all these ages, all these women. I'm telling you, girl, everywhere I go, somebody is like, you know Nicole Handy? I'm like, since we were in third grade,
Exactly, right? And maybe even before that.
Yeah.
I was just telling somebody, I was like, I'm finna go do a podcast. And they're like, are you nervous? I'm like, I'm always nervous, you know? And they're like, well, where's your little shot? And I'm like, I don't have anything today. Oh my God. But I was like, I don't know why I'm nervous, because this is somebody I've known all my life. And she
Yeah.
even used to live next door to me.
Girl, like we got way too much history to be nervous.
Yeah. I was like,
But I
don't
was
know.
kind of nervous too. I get this feeling. I don't even know if the word is nervous, but I get like a little angst every time.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I did a speaking engagement where I was talking to other realtors, you know, like teaching them about, you know, like video content and social
Yeah.
media and all of that stuff. And I'm like, y'all, I get nervous and I have to take a shot most of the time. And they're like, you nervous? Shot? You know, I'm like, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I drink alcohol a lot. Honestly, I am a drinker. Morning, noon, night, it's 5 o'clock somewhere and I have no problem taking a shot. But I'm saying, we were just talking to about networking again. I'm like, you know, normally when I go to a networking event, I drink one drink. You know, I don't get wasted.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
have a 2-drink maximum. But
Just
I
to
will drink
settle
one.
you.
Just gotta take the
That
edge
is
off. You know?
so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you would never know. So you carry it so gracefully.
Thank you. But yes,
You and your shots.
yeah, I have to.
Well,
take
tell
some of it.
everybody where they can find you, just in case they are not following you yet.
Absolutely, yeah. So you can find me on most of the major social media platforms. So Facebook is just straight up Nicole Handy.
Yeah.
On Instagram, Twitter. Oh, so Facebook and LinkedIn is Nicole Handy.
Okay.
On Instagram, not Twitter, sorry. Instagram and TikTok. I was forced to eat on TikTok. It's Mrs. MRSNIKKI Handy. You can also look us up at Braden Real Estate Group, www.bradenregroup.com.
Yeah.
Google me.
Yeah. She is famous. You can definitely find her.
You can probably find me somewhere just by searching my name
Yeah.
and then Houston Real Estate.
Yes.
Yeah, my
Well,
contact information is across all of my social media platforms.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I freaking love this. And before we close out, I just want to say I admire what you guys do, because I didn't realize you had been doing this for almost 4 years. All I knew was
Yeah.
like it's been 3 years since the last time I came on.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I truly admire this, and I love the fact that you're a husband and wife duo doing it. You know,
Thank
which makes it even more special.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
coming on. And like I said, I'm gonna get you next time for a
We'll
whole
talk
nother
about that
thing.
whole thing next time.
But y'all enjoy this episode. Bye, girls. Bye.
Bye.
That was good.